Breaking on 4 News Now, 2 homes destroyed in a fire in Nez Perce County. We are live in Lapway with why the fire chief says this fire could have been much worse.
Get ready for the hottest weekend of the season so far. I'll let you know just how warm it's going to get in your first alert forecast.
And thousands of UPS workers could go on strike in just a few weeks. The impact it could have on your package deliveries. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
On your screen right now, photos taken of that fire that broke out in Lapway in Nez Perce County. The fire causing nearby homes and businesses to be evacuated. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Lapway is about 40 miles away from Moscow, east of Lewiston. That's where Jordan Smith is tonight with more. Jordan.
Yeah, Aaron, Kirsten, that fire broke out around 11:30 a.m. this morning. It sparked up in this house here on the right in the garage. Fire officials tell me that sparks from that fire were carried over to the house next door, which ignited that house on fire as well. And that prompted evacuations on every house and business here on Lolo Street. And you can see the damage left behind. There's multiple cars that have been melted, that are burnt to a crisp here on the scene. Still a lot of hot spots here on the scene as well. And you can see the homes completely destroyed, and a few firefighters are being treated for smoke inhalation. Amazingly, no one was hurt in this fire. These flames were knocked down by about 1:30 p.m. this afternoon, and fire crews tell us they were incredibly lucky to have no winds feeding this fire.
Luckily, there was no wind. Otherwise, it probably would have been like back in Spokane when they had that firestorm, because it would have just kept jumping house to house probably.
And these dry fuels certainly would have carried those flames. You can see that on your screen of just how dried up this area is. And with the temperatures nearing 100 degrees, it's certainly a scorching day here in Lewiston. Now, we were told that until fire crews arrived on scene, there were multiple people, volunteers jumping in, including one person who was a retired firefighter with over 30 years of experience. So a great effort by the community to try to tame these flames until help arrived. Again, the main takeaway here tonight, no one was hurt. We'll have more on this tonight on Nightside. In Lapway tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. We go now to breaking news. A Spokane man was arrested in California last week for allegedly stabbing 2 homeless individuals in Spokane. Investigators also say 30-year-old Charles Nutter also attacked a 3rd person in California. The stabbing took place on May 26th and June 8th. Both times the victim suffered life-threatening injuries. The 3rd took place on the 29th in Northern California. Nutter is currently awaiting extradition back to Spokane.
Breaking news tonight, North Idaho College will keep its accreditation, at least for now. That's according to the decision from the Northwest Commission of Colleges and Universities.
NIC calls this a neutral decision, meaning no real changes have been made and they could still lose their accreditation. The commission also gave a list of improvements NIC needs to make. Those include presidential procedures and retention, financial transparency, and adhering to existing shared governing structures.
The commission will visit North Idaho College several times over the next few years. The college has until April 1st of 2025 to return to good standing, or the school will lose accreditation. For a list of recommendations from the commissions the college could consider making, look for the story on KXLY.com.
You're going to want to stay hydrated over the next few days because it's going to be one of the warmest weekends of the season. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. And Chris, how warm is it going to get?
Well, we are headed into the mid-90s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and even hotter in some of the outlying areas. But right now on this Friday evening, temperatures are in the 90s in most locations, including 92 at the airport in Spokane, 95 in downtown and at 9 Mile. We're in the 80s in Coeur d'Alene. Around the region, we find triple digits down in the Tri-Cities. You'll notice a little bit cooler up around Winthrop. That is where we've had a passing shower. We've had some isolated showers and thunderstorms over the higher terrain this afternoon and this evening, and may see a repeat of that again tomorrow afternoon and evening. It is going to be an even warmer day tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy a very pleasant Friday evening. Temperatures will be cooling down into the 70s by 9 o'clock. Winds generally less than 10 miles per hour. I will be back to let you know how much warmer it's going to get through Sunday. That's coming up in your weekend outlook. Kirsten?
Thank you so much, Chris. With the hot, dry conditions, we do want to remind you that fire restrictions are in place on recreational lands in eastern Washington. That applies to campfires and target shooting. You are also not allowed to smoke on public lands. For a full list of restrictions, look for this story right now on KXLY.com.
Breaking news out of Spokane Valley. Police are on the hunt for a man who they say tried to rob a bank. Officers say a man wearing a Raiders baseball cap, a neon reflective work shirt, and a black medical mask walked into Banner Bank on Sprague and Argonne. They say he handed a teller a note demanding $20,000. The problem is the bank is cashless. That means tellers don't deal in cash, and customers who want money need to use their debit card at one of the bank's ATMs. Police say the man left in a red SUV. A potential UPS strike could pose a serious threat to the economy.
4 News Now's Allison Martinez joins us from the UPS Customer Center tonight with how this will be affecting local businesses. Allison.
UPS workers are potentially threatening a strike as negotiations between the shipping company and their union grow more and more complicated. Now, this potential strike could cause supply chain issues similar to what we saw during the pandemic, and this is making local business owners very concerned.
We're kind of counting on things, and UPS usually tends to be the most reliable, so it's could be a challenge if this happens.
Jesse McCauley manages Petunia and Loomis, a year-round Halloween-themed antique shop. Petunia and Loomis also operates as an online store. McCauley constantly ships products in and out of his downtown storefront, primarily using UPS.
On pretty much at least a couple times a week, we get shipments coming in and going out of stuff we buy and sell. So it's not uncommon for us to have a stack of boxes at our front door.
This week, McCauley learned of the potential UPS strike. McCauley says this is worrisome because his shop is approaching its busiest time of year, Halloween.
For us, having the product here and available and ready to meet the demand, it's something that we have to have.
Negotiations between UPS and their union Teamsters for better benefits and working conditions have reached a critical point. Without a deal, 340,000 Teamsters are preparing to go on strike as early as August 1st. The potential strike could turn loyal UPS customers toward other options, but this switch can be largely problematic for small business owners.
It could mean higher shipping costs if we have to go to FedEx or USPS. Reliability has always been something that's we've got from UPS.
Now, this is a developing story, so we'll be sure to keep giving you all of the updates. Now, for more information on the strike, you can go to our website, KXLY.com. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez for News Now.
Allison, thank you. A World War II era fighter slid off the runway at Deer Park Airport. According to the Spokane Fire District, the pilot had technical problems during the landing process, causing the plane to land nose down in the dirt. No one was hurt, and there was just minimal damage to the plane.
Still ahead, AI-powered robots at the UN. What one of them had to say when asked if they are better leaders than humans. That's coming up.
And still ahead, MLB All-Star Week returns to Seattle for the first time in decades. We'll explain the impact the All-Star game will have on the state next on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
PAR, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
For BECU credit union members, freedom means free checking with no monthly maintenance fees and no minimum balance requirement. And it means access to your money whenever, wherever, with over 30,000 surcharge-free co-op network ATMs nationwide. So join us at BECU.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
Potatoes. Ismail? Yes. David.
Over ground zero.
You can see just home after home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This week, Walker's Furniture is combining their anniversary sale with their 4th of July sale for double the discounts. Where the more you spend, the more you save, up to $760 off. Or you can take advantage of special 5 years no-interest financing with no money down.
So you can get that new living room furniture or stylish bedroom set you've been wanting and pay for it later.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less.
During the 43rd 4th of July sale at Walker's.
Stream 4 News Now free on your connected TV with KXLY Plus. I'm Aaron Luna. With KXLY Plus, you can stream live newscasts, get special reports, and exclusive content on demand and on your schedule. Short on time? Grab the morning sprint for a quick look at the headlines with Robin Nance and Derek Dice. Look for KXLY Plus on your streaming device or go to KXLY.com for instructions. Local news and weather for free. Check out KXLY Plus and start streaming today.
When I think of a mortgage advisor, I think of someone who is not approachable or friendly. But then we went to BECU and I met Lauren. She was like, this is how you buy a home. BECU changed my life and my family's life.
MLB All-Star Week begins this weekend in Seattle. It's the first time the event has been in the Emerald City in 22 years.
And our sports director, Julian Minensone, joins us live in studio. Now, Julian, what's the impact of the All-Star game returning to the state of Washington?
It's a big deal. Just to put into perspective, Seattle Mariners All-Star Julio Rodriguez was just 7 months old the last time the All-Star game was in Seattle. So safe to say it's been a while. The city had to pull out all the stops to make this event extra special. There are a handful of festivities leading up to Tuesday's All-Star game. Saturday is the MLB Futures game, which features the best young prospects in baseball. That is followed by the Celebrity All-Star game. That one's always a lot of fun. Sunday is the start of the MLB Draft. Monday is the Home Run Derby, which features Mariners outfielder Julio Rodriguez. And it all leads to the MLB All-Star game at 5 o'clock on Tuesday from T-Mobile Park. And no one is more excited than Rodriguez to get going.
To think of stepping on the field in front of the Mariners fans in Seattle and home field, it definitely will be like a dream for me.
Now, along with Rodriguez, Mariners pitchers Luis Castillo and George Kirby will also be playing in the All-Star game. And the 3 Mariners All-Stars, the most the team has had since 2018. And also, there's a lot of Mariners legends such as Ken Griffey Jr. and Edgar Martinez in charge of being ambassadors this week to help grow the sport of baseball in the state of Washington. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesota, 4 News Now Sports.
Well, thanks, Julian. How fun. It is going to be a hot Saturday. We're heading up to a high of 94 degrees. 82 is our average high, and we're starting the day off in the 60s. Blue skies and sunshine and less wildfire smoke. I'll tell you all about it and have the second half of your weekend forecast after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Wills Swap Meet, July 7th through the 9th.
We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, fake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric. Your air quality experts.
It's the factory authorized clearance at Lazy Boy. Hurry in and save up to 50% on floor samples, one-of-a-kinds, closeouts, and more. Everything must go. Lazy Boy. Live life comfortably.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. We're the friendly faces you see first thing in the morning and at the end of your day. We're the people you trust on your screens and in real life. And we'll always be there when you need us. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, fake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Your air quality experts.
E.T. Vault Unlocked, Tom Hanks. Never before seen interviews with the nicest guy in Hollywood.
This is Entertainment Tonight, the Bible of show business.
Next, E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Stream 4 News Now free on your connected TV with KXLY+. You can stream live newscasts, get special reports and exclusive content on demand and on your schedule. Local news and weather for free. Check out KXLY+ and start streaming today.
A heat advisory is in effect for Saturday and Sunday for parts of the region. We're talking about through the Okanagan Valley, Omak, Wenatchee, and into the western Columbia Basin, Moses Lake. A heat advisory in effect for Saturday and Sunday, and then down into the LC Valley. We have the Lewiston area, Pomeroy also under that heat advisory. Here is why. High temperatures tomorrow will be hot across the entire region, but we are into the triple-digit range for, well, almost Omak, 99. 100 degrees in Moses Lake, 103 tomorrow in Lewiston. Meanwhile, over much of the rest of the region, it is 90s just about everywhere, 94 in Spokane. That will be the hottest day of the season so far. It will be eclipsed by Sunday because we are going to be just a little bit warmer in most locations on Sunday, but I think we'll stay out of triple-digit range around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We average 1 triple-digit day a year. Certainly wouldn't mind just skipping that, I am sure. 94 degrees our high tomorrow. Hot and sunny, not much of a breeze to cool you down. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our live conditions right now. We still have a little bit of haze on the horizon in Spokane. Partly cloudy skies, few cumulus clouds fizzling out there. In Coeur d'Alene, also some haze. It is clear and 91 degrees. Otherwise, we are going to see an improvement in those hazy skies. Here's a look at our upper level winds as well as where the smoke is coming from. We still have these, well, we will continue to have through the summer these major fires in the boreal forests of northern British Columbia and Alberta. We had a northerly flow this week that was bringing in some of that haze. You'll notice our upper level winds now are pushing more westerly, and that is dispersing that smoke to our east. Our air quality in the good range, and in fact, the only reason that it's 47 is from ozone. That is impacting our air quality, not even the particulates from wildfire smoke. Forecast radar, we do have the possibility of some isolated showers and thunderstorms once again tomorrow afternoon in the higher terrain, but will be dry over the rest of the region and stay dry for Sunday. High temperature of 96 degrees. Then we have some changes coming. A system moving through on Monday brings a chance of showers, breezy conditions, thunderstorms, and a drop in our temperatures. We'll be back closer to average on Tuesday before we start warming back up again. Could be back in the 90s by the end of next week. Aaron?
That is good to know. Thanks, Chris. A new report from the CDC found that 1/3 of high school students are experiencing poor mental health.
Another report from the Women Helping Women Fund found that 19% of teenage girls in Spokane have seriously considered suicide. GMA's Michael Strahan gives us a look at one school's new approach to improving kids' coping skills.
Belinda Shea is a high school counselor at Alta Aurelia in Alta, Iowa, which consists of approximately 200 students.
The Teen Mental Health Program is designed to help teens respond appropriately to their peers. So we thought that would be a great thing for us to implement into our health program. I think it gives them a way to talk about mental health, hopefully take away some of that stigma that we hear or that we know about mental health.
The program assists teens by providing them with an action plan, first by identifying the challenges they're experiencing, then in discovering the tools they may already have at their disposal to fix things. It's helping students like Mason Peck, a graduating senior at Alta Aurelia High School. Mason says the program is making a huge difference in his life.
And during the mental health first aid program, we were thinking about, negative thoughts, positive thoughts, and how often you'll tell yourself a negative thought. I noticed myself worrying less about uncertainty in my life.
Sophomore Lily Schillenberg said the program has made her more confident in talking about mental health.
During the class, we were told, if you see something, say something. The one that really stuck out to me is it's okay to not be okay.
And the Iowa school said it's seen a positive change in not only the student body, but in the family conversations that are taking place as a result of the program.
I think that parents are definitely happy that we're discussing some of these things and we're having these open conversations. The huge part of this program is not only examining or discovering some of the mental health challenges that we have, but talking so very much about the supports that are available and how people can feel better when they experience some of these challenges.
Still ahead, why the Kootenai County Sheriff says there needs to be a tourism tax. Coming up on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Wow, what a great vacation.
Yeah, no kidding. The new hotel, the casino, Maslow's Steakhouse.
Don't forget the triple head shower.
Trust me, I haven't. I feel a million miles away.
You're not.
I understand that.
I just ran home and fed the dog.
Don't ruin this for me.
The largest casino resort in the Pacific Northwest is right in your backyard thanks to our brand new River Tower Hotel in Northern Quest.
The music! Events! Of summer! DNA Fest! Take you dancing in the country.
July 19th, it's the 50th anniversary.
I could not be more excited.
With performances by Luke Bryan, Miranda Lambert, Keith Urban, Carly Pierce, Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, and more. Plus, summer's hottest collaborations.
Come on!
Dierks Bentley, Elle King, and Lainey Wilson host CMA Fest July 19th on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Starting Monday, GMA's live from Go On, Tell Them, Robin and Lara.
GMA is taking center court. Wimbledon, here we come.
And we love ourselves some tennis. Only on
Good Morning Wimbledon. Oh, I see what you did there. You got that?
You've been hearing about it, and now we've got it at Post Falls Volkswagen, the ID4 electric SUV. This SUV has a space, warranty, technology that buyers want at a price that's competitive. The ID4 was engineered to win the hearts of SUV owners ready to go electric. With a quick charge and an EPA estimated range of 260 miles.
The Volkswagen ID4, now eligible for a $7,500 lease credit.
The ID4 electric SUV, see it at Post Falls Volkswagen.
The stories you need to know.
They just ripped the ATM out of the wall.
Up in a Black Hawk helicopter.
Were you trying to rip me off?
Inside Edition.
These are the stories that impact your life.
Weeknights at 7, only on 4 News Now.
The Jennifer Hudson Show is here.
And you're going to bless people every single day.
We're giving back, lifting each other up.
Something hits you in your heart.
We're doing it all.
Weekdays at 2, only on 4 News Now.
Next live, Kim Cattrall, plus Gavin Castellano from The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Watch live Monday at 9, right after GMA.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water wise this summer.
Everybody give me everything. Where's the money?
Well, I guess this is what happens when a robbery doesn't go as planned. I've never planned a robbery, so I don't know that I have any experience with that. But
I'm glad to hear that.
This surveillance video from Atlanta, Georgia shows, I'm only laughing because no one got hurt.
No one got hurt.
Let me start with that. The suspect went into a nail salon and he, as you saw, was yelling and saying that he had a gun under his bag and obviously demanding money, but no one in the salon really listened to him. Police say he did take someone's cell phone, which they later got back, but otherwise he just walked out empty-handed.
Awkward. Around the nation, the U.S. economy is seeing a slow but steady job growth this summer.
Economists have hope this will lower inflation and avoid a recession. Karen Kaifa has more from the nation's capital.
This report likely coming as a relief to the Federal Reserve, a job market that remains solid but slowing down, potentially leaving room for further interest rate hikes and appearing far from a recession.
The U.S. jobs market starting summer with a cool down.
Not too hot, not too cold. I think it's exactly what the Federal Reserve would be looking for.
The Labor Department said Friday that U.S. employers added 209,000 jobs in June, a drop from May's hot pace of 306,000, and missing economists' expectations, but giving hope that the U.S. will dodge a recession amid the Federal Reserve's efforts to stem inflation.
The data, the Bureau of Labor Statistics data, I think are consistent with where the Fed wants to see the economy going.
The June numbers mark 30 consecutive months of job growth for the U.S. economy. The unemployment rate ticked down to 3.6%. The Biden administration touting another streak.
We've had 17 straight months of an unemployment rate that is under 4%. We haven't seen that since the 1960s.
Many economists think the U.S. is on track for a soft landing, with higher interest rates curbing inflation but not tipping the U.S. economy into a recession.
It definitely is starting to look more likely. Inflation is coming down quite meaningfully, and wage growth has been moderating steadily, and that suggests that inflation could keep coming down in the coming months.
After a pause on its aggressive rate hiking campaign in June, the Federal Reserve will make its next decision on interest rates on July 26th.
Sectors seeing slowdowns with little or no change in employment numbers during the month of June included retail, transportation and warehousing, and manufacturing. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, so much of life feels like it's back to normal after the COVID pandemic, but for a lot of people, the lockdown triggered job losses, career switches, and a lot of people getting creative to get their bills paid. If that applies to you, I'd love to hear your story. Did you lose your job when COVID hit, or are you still looking for work in 2023? Send us your story right now on KXLY.com.
New details about the deadly fire in a cargo ship in New Jersey. Officials are still investigating what caused the fire that took the lives of 2 firefighters. The firefighters were killed while trying to extinguish the flames consuming a ship carrying vehicles in the port of Newark Wednesday night. 6 other firefighters were injured, suffering burns, heat exhaustion, and smoke inhalation. According to the president of the Newark Fire Officers Union, not enough water was going to the fire, and the firefighters should have used larger hoses.
A social media showdown between Twitter and Threads. Twitter threatening to sue Meta, sending a cease and desist letter accusing it of misappropriating Twitter's trade secrets and claiming Meta knowingly hired former Twitter employees who retained proprietary information. The letter even calling Threads a, quote, copycat. The new app rolling out after changes to Twitter limits users the number of tweets they can view in a day.
Seems very timely, and I'm sure they've been working on it for quite some time, but this was perfect timing.
Twitter owner Elon Musk tweeted, quote, competition is fine, cheating is not. Meta co-founder Mark Zuckerberg claims more than 70 million people have already signed up for Threads, opening the opportunity to take Twitter's 330 million active users.
The White House announced Friday that President Biden approved the transfer of cluster munitions to Ukraine. A cluster munition is a weapon containing multiple explosive submunitions. They are typically dropped from an aircraft or fired from the ground or sea. Biden says it was a difficult decision to make, but Ukraine was running out of ammunition in its battle with Russia.
But the main thing is they either have the weapons to stop the Russians now from their keep them from stopping the Ukrainian offensive through these areas, or they don't. And I think they needed them.
The decision to provide these weapons comes at a critical point in the war, as the Ukrainians have struggled to make major gains in their counteroffensive against Russia.
New at 6 o'clock, the United Nations Telecommunications Unit held its first press conference featuring AI-enabled robots. The event was part of the AI for Good Global Summit, meant to illustrate how new technology can support the UN's goals for sustainable development.
We don't have the same biases or emotions that can sometimes cloud decision-making and can process large amounts of data quickly in order to make the best decisions.
I think that was the moderator, Aaron.
Wow.
So the moderator said today's press was quite different, and the point was to showcase the capabilities and perhaps the limitations of state-of-the-art robotics. One of the robots said, I believe that humanoid robots have the potential to lead with a greater level of efficiency and effectiveness than human leaders.
Of course they're going to say that. That's job security.
Yeah.
Of course we're better. Give us a job.
And I think I'm going to say we're better.
I'm going to say we're better.
Because we have emotions. I don't know. Anytime I see robots doing backflips or blinking their eyes like that, I just think it's over. Game over.
We're about to be replaced.
It's not a good sign.
No, that's not a good sign.
Well, coming up on 4 News Now at 6:30, construction and lane closures.
We'll share the best alternative routes so you know what to expect on the road while you drive, not being driven by someone, some robot. You have to drive yourself.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The festival at Sandpoint is back for its 40th annual Summer Series. Celebrate with live music on the lake and under the stars. This year's headliners include Britt Floyd, Gary Clark Jr., Train with Better Than Ezra, The String Cheese Incident, Michael Fronte and Spearhead with Soja, REO Speedwagon with Charlie Farron, Ashley McBride, and the grand finale, The Princess Bride in concert. Tickets are selling fast. Visit festivalatsandpoint.com to get your tickets today.
Kootenai Humane Society is now Companions Animal Center. We invite you to our fundraising event at the exclusive Hagedon Gardens at Casco Bay. Enjoy a boat ride there and back, cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. Funds raised will go toward our new center for homeless animals.
Get ready for a brand new season of Collector's Call with all new collections.
Sundays on MeTV. Over the air on KXLY 4.2, Comcast 114, and Spectrum 9, 17, and 181.
Where should I walk? Right here? Is this good?
Yeah, you can walk right there. This is your show. Do whatever you want.
You walk in.
It's live with Kelly and Mark.
Wow, that was a nice reception.
New research suggests that French fries may be linked to depression.
No.
I experience euphoria upon eating fries.
Euphoria.
Elation.
All the E's.
Every weekday morning.
That's right. That's right.
It all goes down on Daytime's #1 talk show.
Yeah, of course, that. All that.
We're sitting on a couch with the new co-host, husband and wife team.
Watch live with Kelly and Mark. Weekdays at 9 a.m. Only on 4 News Now.
It's wildfire season, and 4 News Now First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We've been telling you about it all week. The hottest weekend of the year. It's finally here.
And we talked about it all the way up the hill in the parking lot, didn't we? That hill. It's not really a hill. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see just how hot our weekend's going to get.
It feels like a hill on a hot, sunny day. It is going to be warm tonight, but nice. That is one thing that is lovely about the inland Northwest is our evenings do cool off. It is going to be a hot, sunny weekend. Still the possibility of some mountain showers and thunderstorms. We've seen that today, and then it is going to be cooler next week. We'll be back down in the 80s. But here's a look at our highs today. 93 in Spokane, 94 in Coeur d'Alene. It was the warmest day of the season so far in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 102 in the Tri-Cities, and we are going to see more triple digits on this map the next couple of days. Here's a look at our satellite and radar and at those isolated showers and thunderstorms over the mountains. Those are going to be tapering off tonight. Will be dry overnight, and it is going to be a warm, sunny Saturday. Our average high is 82. We're heading up to a high of 94 with relatively light winds, blue skies and sunshine. I'll be back to let you know how much hotter it is going to get for Sunday in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, last week, the Spokane Regional Collaborative gave its recommendations to create a regional entity to address housing, health, and homelessness. The county, city, and valley have now less than 60 days to review the recommendations and decide if they want to sign on.
The looming deadline is raising concerns from city council members. Bronte Sorowski joins us with these concerns and why the people behind this approach say the county needs to act fast. Bronte.
Well, the goal is to have this regional entity up by January 1st, and the people behind this effort want our local governments to act fast. But some city council members say they worry that the scope of this approach has gotten too big.
I was a little challenged personally that the scope of their work had expanded so much from what the original concept was.
When this group of former city staffers made its recommendations last week to city, county, and valley officials, it came with a new title, the Spokane Regional Authority for Homelessness, Housing, Health, and Safety.
And I think there's a lot of questions about what that means. I think there's questions that would this authority now become making recommendations to cities on other issues beyond the scope of what they implement. I think there's concerns around that.
Council members Betsy Wilkerson and Zach Zappone both say that they agree that the current system to address homelessness is broken, but they have questions that they want answered before officially signing on to this approach.
So part of this is a process of how would our employees here at the city transfer over to this new entity and wanting to make sure that they're being taken care of and that they're not just left out in the cold.
Another concern, this group wants things to move quickly.
That government moves slow, that's my frustration, and it moves slow because it's the people's money, and that's really important. I'm optimistic, but by January, I don't know if we can get there.
But Gavin Cooley, former city CFO and one of the people behind this effort to create this entity, says with Spokane County's growing homeless population, they can't afford to not act now.
Sometimes when you set deadlines and you create a sense of urgency, things happen. There's no question we could draw this out for another 6 months, another year, another 5 years. We've been doing it the same way pretty much for many, many years, and that's landed us in the top 10 in the nation for homelessness rates.
If everyone can agree to sign on and create this entity, Cooley says they hope to reduce homelessness by 40% countywide. Once these 60 days are up, the legal team hired by these former city employees will get to work setting up this entity to hopefully achieve that goal. Live in studio, Bronte Sorowski, 4 News Now.
Bronte, thank you. 4th of July weekend saw a big influx of tourists to North Idaho, and with it came citations, arrests, and even one death.
Today, the Kootenai County Sheriff shared how many incidents they responded to. Our Natalie Grant shares what he says is needed to keep everyone safe.
According to Kootenai County Sheriff Robert Norris, 50% of the citations that they gave out in the water this past weekend were from people outside of the state. He hopes that by tracking this data, it shows that they need more funding to make sure that everyone who comes up to enjoy the beauty of northern Idaho stays safe. On Friday, Kootenai County Sheriff Robert Norris presented an overview of what local law enforcement saw over the 4th of July weekend.
So I quickly jumped in an attempt to locate him.
This included one drowning that left a Spokane Valley man dead, despite what the sheriff's office called a heroic effort by one of their own.
It's just something that in the moment she saw the need, and so she filled that need.
According to Sheriff Norris, there were 34 arrests and citations out on the water, ranging from no wake zones to alcohol-related incidents. Norris says 50% of those were caused by people visiting from outside the state, and hopes data points like this could lead to additional taxes that target tourists who are utilizing law enforcement in Kootenai County.
So we would like to have conversations with the governor of Idaho and the legislature of Idaho to consider local option taxing, because many of the users of law enforcement services, not only in this holiday weekend, but generally, they are not the property tax owner.
Right now, Coeur d'Alene only has a flat local sales tax of 6%. Meanwhile, other resort and tourist destinations across the country have implemented an additional tax that targets tourists.
Because our resources are getting stretched really thin, and we'd like to be able to spread some of that revenue across the board.
But regardless, law enforcement in northern Idaho will continue to serve the community, but want to remind everyone from near and far to be smart and safe, especially when it comes to alcohol.
If you're out on the water, if you are out enjoying what northern Idaho provides, do it safely, do it responsibly.
Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
We did reach out to Coeur d'Alene's mayor to see if he would be in support of an additional tax like this. He did not have a comment.
Starting on Monday, anyone who takes the Rosemont Street Bridge in southwest Spokane will need to find an alternate route. It will be closed for bridge deck repairs. Here's what the Department of Transportation had to say when asked for the best routes to get around the construction.
It routed folks to the Lindicky Street Bridge. It's a couple blocks a little bit further to the east, so a couple minutes, maybe 30, 60 seconds of extra travel time for some of the folks in the area.
The bridge is expected to reopen after Labor Day.
Another construction project you should probably know about starts on Tuesday on Highway 95. Crews will start seal coating 37 miles of road starting in Worley, Idaho. During that time, there will be lane closures. Construction expected to take about a month.
Washington State football camp is less than a month away. We hear from head coach Jake Dickert about his expectations for the season in an exclusive interview coming up in sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Wills Swap Meet, July 7th through the 9th.
We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, fake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric. Your air quality experts.
Interested in a top-load laundry set? See the best selection of top-load laundry sets anywhere at Fred's 4th of July sale.
Like this Hot Point top-load set. Top-load washers and dryers start at $4.99 each.
GE top-load laundry sets have features like a water station for hand rinsing, sensor drying, and deep fill for your biggest loads.
Shop early for best selection, many models and colors to choose from.
GE laundry sets are in stock and on sale. Don't miss this sale.
People who come to the Inland Northwest rave about its beauty.
For those of us who live and work here, we couldn't agree more. From its iconic history
to a ton of new beginnings.
We have farm-to-table roots and access to nature right out our back door.
And as a community member, BECU wants to honor those who work together to make life better for our region.
Join us for the premier food and drink celebration, Crave, at the Spokane Valley Center Place, July 13th through the 15th. Proudly sponsored by BECU.
This is the Summer of Me. Featuring the summer of bonus episodes of MASH and the summer of all new episodes of Collector's Call.
Watch the Summer of Me over the air on MeTV 4.2.
Potatoes. Ismail?
Yes.
David.
David.
Over ground zero. You can see just home after home.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, fake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric. Your air quality experts.
Are sea lions going crazy? Next, Inside Edition, the magnificent creatures of the sea. Why are these gentle beasts suddenly attacking humans? The sea lion's mystery. Is there something in the water they're drinking? Then, how did this self-published author's book become the #1 bestseller in America? All because of this video. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
As we've been hearing all week on World News and here on 4 News Now, it has been a miserable week for heat across the nation, and in some spots that is going to get even worse. I just want to take a moment to show you our highs across the country. And one thing that is always misleading about 90s as we go into Texas and the Deep South, we think, well, we were in the 90s too. It is the heat index. We see that warm, moist air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and 96 in Dallas doesn't feel anything like 96 in the inland Northwest. It is a very humid 96 with heat index readings in the triple digits. But it is a dry heat as we move into Phoenix and Las Vegas. 112 in Phoenix, 103 in Las Vegas. But we've got some really scary heat on the way to the desert Southwest, and I know many of you have winter there or have family there. A lot of connections between Spokane and the Phoenix area. Next week, they're looking at the potential for a heat wave like they have never seen, potentially going for an all-time record there. They're looking at temperatures in the 120s early next work week, so we'll be watching that closely. Meanwhile, it was 98 degrees in Boise, and Seattle and Portland, immune from the heat today. They were in the mid-70s. We do have a heat advisory in effect for parts of the inland Northwest for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, down around Lewiston, Pomeroy, western portions of the Columbia Basin, all along the Okanagan Valley into the Omak area. It's going to be plenty hot in Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and North Idaho. But it's going to be triple-digit heat once we're into Grand Coulee and Moses Lake. 103 tomorrow in Lewiston. We'll be in the 90s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 94 in Spokane would be our warmest weather of the season so far by 1 degree. We're 93 degrees today. Sunday's highs even a little bit warmer around the region. 106 in Lewiston, 101 in Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, 100 in Omak. Again, that heat advisory goes through Sunday. We'll be in the mid-90s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. These temperatures not records around the region, but plenty hot. Here's a look at what's going on. Our northerly flow is being replaced by a southwesterly flow, and we are bringing up some of that heat from the desert Southwest. But while they are going to continue to bake next week, we are going to bring in some cooler air and the possibility of some wet weather on Monday. Here's a look at your planning forecast. We are not going to be indulging in those triple digits next week. We'll be down in the 80s after some showers and possible thunderstorms on Monday. Of course, we watch thunderstorm activity very closely this time of year for new fire starts, especially on a breezy day. And then those 80s will be looking pretty good next week. Kirsten?
Yeah, 80s are going to look awesome. I'm going to be waiting for those. Holding out hope to get
the big
there.
cool down to the 80s.
Yes. With this weekend's heat, now would be a great time to hit the water.
We have just the place for you in tonight's Air for Adventure. Check out the view from above Lake Coeur d'Alene's Blackwell Island.
The beauty of North Idaho is the awesome recreation opportunities. The lake, the river here they're just great to get out and experience the water. This is a great recreation area. We're able to access both the lake and the river. Right now the river is back, at the Post Falls Dam, so there is no significant current in the river. You paddle up and down. A lot of people don't know about the Blackwell Island Canal. It's a short float down the river underneath the I-95 bridge, and then you can just loop right into it. It comes back into the marina, into the lake, and then back to us. We like to have our kayakers and paddleboarders use the canal around that island as a way to kind of get off the main lake water, have a little, more of a tranquil float. It's really pretty back there. The canal is, it's a nice little narrow canal.
It was excellent, actually, nice and shady. I don't like to be out in the sun too much, but it was a good balance, and it was a good balance of sun and shade, and it was beautiful. Lots of scenery and a lot of just really nice floating, slow floats, and it's a perfect place, actually. I really liked it. I've never been here before. I've driven by it so many times, and I've never actually stopped, and it's like, wow.
What's nice about paddleboarding is you have different positions when you're paddleboarding. You can sit and paddle, you can kneel and paddle, you can stand and paddle. But for the beginner, you can kneel, sit, and you really move about the same rate. You can lay down on it. You know, you can just float. We have a lot of people that just really love to be lazy on a paddleboard, which is exactly what you should do in the summer. Great weather. We've had an awesome, late July. It's just an awesome opportunity for you to experience Lake Coeur d'Alene and the Spokane River. These hot temperatures have got people coming out for sure.
Wasn't that nice?
It was so nice.
I'm relaxed. This is another thing that'll help you relax. Lavender, finally in bloom for summer. Farms like Fleur de Provence on Green Bluff are opening for You Pick Lavender this month. And owner and lavender grower Maggie Smith says it was a difficult growing season for them this past year. So the farm will be open for a shorter time with shorter hours. Harvesting your own lavender is as simple as walking up to the farm with shears and a basket, and you get started.
We don't charge a fee. We welcome families, anyone who'd like to come and cut their own lavender. I'll show you how. You can take some different varieties.
The farm also sells lavender products and potted lavender plants. You can visit the farm in Meade every Friday and Saturday from 10 until 3 until August 4th. For more information about Fleur de Provence and other lavender farms in the Inland Northwest, see this story on KXLY.com.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
What is the ZAP experience at Mainstream?
It happens because we never stop increasing our expertise. We're improving through training because at Mainstream, knowledge is power. Speaking of, did you know that your toast was burning? Choose smart. Call the company with heart.
Weather can change your plans in an instant.
First Alert Weather on Good Morning Northwest and Good Morning America.
Now you all will love weather as much as I do.
How will the weather affect your plans? Start your day with Mark and Ginger, and you'll always know.
Whether you're traveling across town
or across the nation,
Ginger Z has you covered on Good Morning America.
And my pal Mark Peterson is your go-to guy on Good Morning Northwest.
Make it a great morning with Good Morning Northwest and Good Morning America.
92.9 CCU.
Kylie and I are excited to show you the rugged good looks and adventurous spirit of this all-new Subaru Outback.
It has a roomy interior and almost 9 inches of ground clearance that make on- or off-road driving fun.
Plus, Subaru's legendary safety features like symmetrical all-wheel drive and EyeSight driver assist technology.
Visit parkersubaru.com or drop by the dealership to learn about our great selection of vehicles built for adventure, comfort, and safety.
See the Subaru Outback and receive your no-problem customer service at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
You expect more from local news. 4 News Now delivers.
It's to get you the information you need to plan your day.
We begin with breaking news and the breaking news you need to keep your family safe.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Stream 4 News Now free on your connected TV with KXLY+. You can stream live newscasts, get special reports, and exclusive content on demand and on your schedule. Local news and weather for free. Check out KXLY+ and start streaming today.
I will do your prank.
How far would you go for the ultimate payback? Johnny Knoxville, Eric Andre, and Gabourey Sidibe are
Revenge!
The Prank Panel premieres Sunday on ABC.
What is the ZAP experience at Mainstream?
It happens because we never stop increasing our expertise. We're improving through training because at Mainstream, knowledge is power. Speaking of, did you know that your toast was burning? Choose smart. Call the company with heart.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Wills Swap Meet, July 7th through the 9th.
That smell of football's in the air.
Indeed it is. We are less than a month away from Washington State football camp. And for head coach Jake Dickert, it's like counting the days down until Christmas. The players will return to campus this weekend to ramp up for fall camp, which starts on August 2nd. This is Dickert's second full season as head coach of the program. And the Cougars are coming off a year in which they made a 7th straight bowl game appearance. Dickert is looking to change some things this offseason in order for the program to take that next step.
One thing I strive for is feedback from the players. We got a really strong leadership group and a leadership council. And hey, what'd you guys like? What didn't you like? What are some ways we can improve both on the field and off the field with schedule? We're doing some more things at night. You know, I think you study the trends. We weren't great in night games last year. We had to sit around all day and create our own energy. So we're going to replicate some of those situations and scenarios during fall camp and, you know, find different ways to give them breaks and test them mentally, physically. But more importantly, fall camp's a big deal to get them situationally ready for the season.
And to Dickert's point, Washington State was 1-3 in night games this past season. And again, fall camp starts on August 2nd. The NBA Summer League is either a dream or nightmare scenario for Gonzaga fans. On one hand, you have your favorite Bulldog players taking the next steps in their pro careers. On the other, you have Gonzaga's best playing against one another. It's almost like, who do you root for? That was the question Zags fans were asking today when former Bulldogs Julian Strawther and Drew Timme went head-to-head for the first day of Summer League in Las Vegas. We start with Strawther with the 3 right here, burying it for the Denver Nuggets. Then it's Drew Timme's turn, getting things done on defense for his team, the Milwaukee Bucks. Right here, Timme with the steal and passes it ahead to his teammate for the score. The unselfishness from Timme. Then a few plays later, it'll be Timme showing off his offensive skills. Timme will get the ball inside with the floater that Zags fans remember all too well. Timme finished the game with 7 points, but it was Strawther who had the last laugh in this one. Strawther, deadly from 3-point range. He knocks down another one right here. He had 15 points as his Denver Nuggets defeated Timme's Milwaukee Bucks by a final score of 92-85. And Washington State's Mohamed Gay is getting ready to play his first Summer League game tonight at 7:30. That'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
It's the biggest trade-in event in America today through July 9th at Cal.
This is your chance to trade in anything, and I mean anything.
So you can upgrade to a better set of wheels by trading in the old for something better at Cal.
Don't miss the $50,000 Sunday hot seats at Northern Quest. That's Sunday with an E on the end and a cherry on top. It's a play on words. July, Sunday, hot seats, you get the idea. And it's happening noon to 4 p.m. every Sunday with a Y in July. Don't overthink it. Just swipe your Camus card and be playing your favorite machine when your name is called. The $50,000 Sunday with an E hot seats every Sunday with a Y in July. Only at Northern Quest.
It's wildfire season. At 4 News Now, First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone-dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Get $200 with a new checking account from Horizon Credit Union. We're here to guide you towards your dreams and put some extra cash in your pocket. Sign up in branch or online with the Get 200 promo code today.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Save up to $300 on our Denver Mattress brand lineup, like the Factory Direct Summit, now only $299.99. Purchase a Tempur-Pedic and score a $300 gift, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
At LL Flooring, we're here for pros. With guaranteed support for your projects every step of the way. Get the best hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and accessories. In stock and at the best price. And with dedicated support, you can level up your business without upping your costs. Get the right service, right selection, and right price for you and your clients at LL Flooring. Sign up now for pro-exclusive pricing. Floor pros know. LL Flooring.
4 News Now is brought to you by Flying S Title and Escrow.
It is going to be a hot weekend. Temperatures in the mid-90s, nowhere near record territory. Those are triple digits.
Come on.
So there's that.
Why do you sound disappointed? I'm sorry. I'm sensing a hint of sadness. That
No.
there are
Gonna get hot. Let's go for the record.
No, I don't like that at all.
I'm teasing. Triple digits sounds horrible.
No, we're not
horrible.
interested.